Hi y'all, I'm Allison. It feels like it's been ages since we did a Rec Wheel book. In fact, this one was chosen in April of 2024 and it's January 31st, 2025. And I'm finally gonna read A Gobbelino of London and A Scourge of Pleasantries. One of these days I will get that title right. I'm excited for this one because, yes, you read that title right. The cat is our main character and is a PI. He's got a human sidekick. We're going to have a book that is needing to be found. A sorcerer, I guess, is going to hire them. But the book, turns out, is magical, doesn't want to be found, and it's hungry. So I think it's going to be causing some mayhem. We've got a dentist with poor hygiene, and there's going to be mythical creatures, bad puns, lots of humor, and furniture will be destroyed by cats. So I am looking forward to this. Like I said, this is a Rec Wheel book. So we've got a little bit of a different format. I am going to be reading this one, and Oz Saur is the one who chose the book for me and also provided 3 stopping points for me. So whenever I reach that part in the book, I will close my Nook, because this one is actually an ebook, and I will turn my camera on and let y'all know what I'm thinking of the book up to that point. This will be spoiler free, so I won't ruin it if anybody else wants to check out this series. As of April, when Oz recommended this book, they were already on at the 4th one. This is a 7-book series, so I'm excited to see if I'm going to enjoy it as much as they do. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I haven't read a book with an animal as the main character in a long time, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, I'm gonna get my book, find somewhere cozy to read, and I will come back when I reach page 42. By the way, if I didn't mention it, this will be spoiler free, and if I feel the need to just gush over something specific, I will put a big old spoiler tag on the screen for you, so don't worry, I won't be ruining anything. All right, I will see you when I reach page 42. Okay, I'm back already, and I've made it to the first stop. I did notice, thankfully, that I needed to do some math because Oz Saur gave me the pages 42, 156, and 255, and my copy of the book only has 222 pages. So, thankfully, I noticed that. Did some math, and I calculated that it was going to be 13% was my first stop. So that's actually page 29, and I stopped roughly about there. I am really enjoying it. It started out with quite a chaotic scene at the beginning and it grabbed my attention right off the get-go. I was cracking up because we're introduced to our main characters, Gobbelino, the cat, and his human sidekick is Calum. With they've got a disgruntled customer that is in their office, and mayhem ensues, and I was loving it. The cat is quite snarky. In fact, if you've ever read Dresden Files, this kind of gives a little bit of Dresden vibes. Got you down on the luck PI, and it almost has like the gumshoe tone to it. But the cat is the main character, and I was expecting a little bit more kind of maybe cutesy, but it's yeah, it's giving me Dresden vibes. That 40s kind of noir, just a little bit, not completely, but it's more along those lines. And then I would say like a cutesy middle grade book, which is kind of what I was expecting with talking animals. And I am here for it. This is exactly the type of reading mood I have been in lately, and it is checking all my boxes. We're just about to meet the dentist with some hygiene problems, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen there. But I have some fears with the dentist, and we're at the dentist's office at this point where I'm at, and I don't know, it's making me a little on edge. So we'll see how it goes. My next stop is going to be at page 150. Nope, not 156. Page 106, which is going to be 48% into the book. So halfway there, and I am really looking forward to finding out what's going to happen. All of the groundwork is still being laid at this point, so we haven't quite gotten into the nitty-gritty of it. And It's going to be a fun time. So thank you, Oz Saur, for bringing this series to my attention. Based on how it started, I am sure I'm going to be having to get the rest of them because I love the titles and I love the look of these. I don't think I mentioned the cover, and that it's just striking. I love the simplicity of it. All right, I'm going to go back to reading my book, and I will let you know how it's going when I reach 48%. Okay, no, I am not at the halfway point. I had to come back in. It's only been about 5 pages or so, but just got a description of Gobbelino, our main character, the cat detective, and he's a black cat. And if you've been around my channel, you know, I've got my own black cat. His name is Jack. And let me just say this. If Gobbelino is running a detective agency, I really hope he's smarter than my cat. Because here is the wisdom of Jack. He's just, yeah, he's trying to figure out physics. And he's losing the battle. So we stood here and watched him, I don't know for how long. But yeah, there's my black cat. He will not be solving any mysteries anytime soon. But he definitely causes mayhem, which is what's going on in the book right now. So we're at the dentist's office and things have just got so chaotic. And it does remind me of my black cat. That's what they do. All right, I'm going back to the book. I just had to point out the similarities and say how much I am enjoying this book. Okay. I'm back and I am still really enjoying it. I'm at the 48% mark, so page 107 out of 222. And this book has just the right amount of snarky humor and chaos, unexpected chaos. You don't know what's going to happen next because it could go completely over the top or be a little chill. It was got a little bit of everything, and I really like how the magic is manifesting. It's really cool because there's, well, I'm avoiding spoilers, so I don't want to, but if you're reading the book, when you get about midway through, you'll know what I'm talking about when I refer to the magic, because I really like that. I don't think I've seen that done in any books. I mean, I'm sure it probably has, but not quite in this way. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm invested in the mystery part of it. It's like, I want to know where this book is. I kind of have a theory, but it's probably too obvious and too easy. So I have a feeling there'll be another layer that's about to happen. And by the way, I have to say the cat, the perspective of the cat and the insight that we get into that, it just cracks me up because it definitely, it reads as a cat would. I assume I could generally see some of my cats behaving and thinking this way and conducting themselves this way as well. So I think they nailed it. Really, really enjoying this. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and get back to my book. Although I don't know how much longer I'm going to be staying up. I had a really busy day today. Today my mother turned 79 and she's doing therapy for her back. So we had her therapy. No, God, her birthday was yesterday. We celebrated it. I was like, wait, we didn't do therapy on her birthday. She had therapy today for her back. So we go and do her exercises and all of that. And then we left there and we went and met my uncle, her brother, for lunch. And that ended up being a 2-hour thing. And then we had to go to Costco on a Friday afternoon to pick up her medicine. And yeah, so I've had a very full day. I am tired. So it's like 10:30 at night. I don't know if I'll make it much longer. I am in bingo maze. So if you didn't, I don't know what order these are coming out. But more than likely, Bingo Maze probably came out before this one. So my clock is still going up there. Anyway, I'm going to go finish reading. And chances are pretty high that I'm going to finish reading the book in the morning. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight. Probably finish in the morning. There we go. See, I don't even know. I'm just tired. So I will see you later. Bye. let me tell you, when things go awry for Gobbs and Caleb, they go awry, because the world building in this book, I am so enjoying it. It's so descriptive, and despite the grandeur, the scale that everything is happening on, I am having absolutely no trouble at all picturing their rather unusual environment. And that's all I'm going to say. But I am having so much fun with this book. I stayed up until like midnight last night, and then I went ahead and put it aside and crawled into bed. So I get to finish it this morning, and I can't wait to find out how they're going to manage to clean up the little mess that they're in. But having so much fun. Thank you again, Oz, for recommending this book. All right, I'm going to go get back to reading and get some editing done today, I hope. I've got a busy day. I will see you when I'm done with the book.
Okay, I did it again. I forgot to come back in at the end of reading my book to tell you my overall impression of it. So, in fact, I'm doing this right after I did the wrap-up for Bingo Maze. Yeah, really got my act together. But, in my defense, I do have a lot going on, including a frog in my throat. Just a second. Okay. Health-wise, I'm doing okay. I'm just waiting to hear from the surgery, from the couple of lymph nodes that I had removed. All right, so Gobbelino London and the Scourge of Pleasantries. I absolutely love this book. The world building in it was just incredible. I was smiling the whole way through, because how she came up with everything that happened towards, I would say, the last almost third of the book. It was really got going, and the imagination that she created with the magic in this world, because magic kind of goes, it becomes unleashed and it just does its own thing. I'm not going to give anything away. I don't think that ruins it. It might entice you in a little bit. And the way she handled that was just like, yes, sign me up. I want to see this movie. It would be incredible. So I do intend to continue on with this series. The next one has to do with zombies. And I absolutely love Gobbelino being our main narrator. And it was kind of like Caleb was his pet. Yeah, Caleb, he was there and he had his usefulness and everything. But Gobbelino, he was the one that was keeping us up to speed on everything. And we had some other animals that talked and communicated. And highly, highly recommend this. So thank you, Oz, for bringing this to my attention and adding it to my rec wheel last year. And I'm sorry it took so long for me to get to it, but I did have a blast with it, and we'll be reading more from this series. All right, I've got some rearranging to do so I can go play one of my TBR games for February, March, and April. Yeah, I'm behind, but that's all right. I hope to see you in the next one.